Welcome back, and now we start the program in earnest. We're going to be looking at how far the National Dialogue Committee has gone with its work. Recall that when they were inaugurated, they were given 6 weeks to conclude their work, and some people thought that 6 weeks were a bit too short. And 6 weeks are almost up, if my calculations are right. So we need to find out just how far they have gone with their work. They've been going around the state talking to governors and having meetings, having town hall meetings with various groups. So what have been the outcome of those meetings? To look at that with us this morning, in the studio we have Mr. Shinofabian Byron, who is the Southwest Regional Coordinator. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for coming. And we also have Mr. Ikechukwu Ikeji, a legal practitioner. Good to have you with us again today.
My pleasure.
And over in Abuja, we have a member of the committee, Professor George Obiozo. Good morning, Professor.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good. If I may begin with you, Professor, before we come to the studio, can you just tell us how far this work has progressed so far?
Exceedingly successful. The enthusiasm with which Nigerians all over the country have welcomed the conference is extremely great for us. It's something of joy that everywhere we went, the people came out in many numbers. The traditional rulers, the labor unions, women, youths. In fact, the story is something that the press itself will speak on behalf of the committee, the kind of enthusiasm with which we are received. We traveled throughout all the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. We were in 2 states on every zone of the country: Maiduguri to Bauchi, Sokoto to Kaduna, Calabar to Benin, Enugu to Umuahia, Akure to Lagos, in fact, Jos to Minna. The story was the same, enthusiasm, and as usual, we paid courtesy call to all the traditional rulers in the areas we went. We also paid the courtesy call to the governors of those states. We had enthusiastic welcome, and we were pleased with the outcome.
Okay, now, Professor,
the level of participation was
now convinced that those who didn't think that this was a time to call for that dialogue have been won over?
In fact, the time factor does not concern the enthusiasm with which Nigerians received the conference or dialogue. What is the time? What time are we talking about? What time is the best time to resolve national problems? What time is the right time to take care of national priorities? What time is time to solve the issue of crisis and conflict within our polity? What time is right for Nigerians to sit down and talk about how to make their union a more perfect union?
Well, what I mean is
we have plenty of time, and the country must have time to solve its problems.
Some people were very skeptical about the whole thing, very suspicious about the whole thing. Do you think they've been won over?
In fact, I can tell you this. Those in opposition have problem now. The enthusiasm of Nigerians about the conference has drowned all form of opposition. It is now clear to all of them, having visited the whole zone, the whole zones in the Federation, I would wonder how the opposition can defend this position, that this conference is not appropriate or is not proper at this time.
Okay, Prof, just wanted to ask you, because we were out there in Sokoto last week with some of the governors, and one of the governors, the governor of Lagos State, said that there is absolutely no reason for us to look at the issue of national dialogue or national confab or national conference of any sort, that there is nothing wrong with our constitution, so to say, that what we need to focus on are the things that the people want. What percentage of the people you're talking to around the country are echoing the same thing?
In fact, we were in Lagos, and I'm very sure that my brother and friend, the governor, must have been told the level of citizens, the level of youth, the level of women that came to the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, which was the venue for the Lagos conference this day. And where people submitted their memoranda, made their presentations. In fact, if you take your mind back to the press that a day before, a day after the Lagos scene, you would have seen the kind of personalities that spoke or came for the Lagos zone meeting of the dialogue committee. What is interesting here is that this is a democracy. Everybody in Nigeria has his own opinion, but the priority is what the majority of Nigerians want or think. And that is what our mission was, to find out what Nigerians think and what Nigerians want to be in the conference. And it was extremely successful in Lagos as well as other places. Many governors support the idea. Some may have their own reservation for political reasons, but our own assignment has nothing to do with the politics or political parties. It has to do with the national interests of Nigeria. What is good for the country at this moment? In fact, to deny the relevance of this conference is like denying grandmother. It is real. Nigeria has problem with the people who are telling you the time is not ripe. For us, until we have more crisis, more than we have today. Don't they know that if there is a defective system, a defective structure, that it can affect governance?
I'm sorry to jump in there, Prof.
Hiding behind politics, partisan politics, to be more persuasive. Partisan politics to delay resolving national problem of such enormity.
Okay, permit me to jump in here and ask you
we have a crisis in this country today.
Yes, sorry, sir.
Actually arising from defective political structure.
Sorry, I need to quickly ask you this. When you said what you just stated now, I'm wondering, like Governor Fashola and a few other governors, especially in the Southwest, have said, what is most important to Nigerians? Is it the Constitution or the issues of corruption, of impunity, of bad roads, of no electricity? What is our priority as people, we the people of Nigeria? What is our priority from your perspective, if I may ask you, sir?
Our priority is good governance. In fact, you cannot have good governance in a defective system, in a non-institutionalized system, whereby what you call impunity can go on unrestrained. And no law constraining such behaviors. In fact, there will be no good governance without good structure, without good institutionalized system. So what you are talking about priority should begin with the most important instrument for governance in our country, the Constitution.
Okay,
everybody must look at the Constitution as he said, as a grand norm, and indeed the real basic authority upon which governance should be based.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Let me come to you then.